Happy Father's Day po sa mga fathers. Kami na naman, last month kami din. So sana huwag kayo magsawa sa amin.
Favorite namin.
Favorite. Nakausap ko yung speaker last week. The speaker last week was Mr. Godo San Juan. He talked about character formation. We were tasked by Brother Jude to design the talks this month. So magkaka-dikit ho yung topics this month. No? The first topic was about Attorney Stephen Kiambao talked about parent leadership. And then Godo San Juan talked about character formation. And that's connected to the talk today. And the talk today is very interesting, raising resilient children. Unang tanong ho, maybe I need answers from maybe two or three of you. Ano ang pangarap ninyo sa mga anak ninyo? Si Ed. Kay Ed muna.
Just want them to be good followers of Christ.
Good followers of Christ.
And good people in the society.
Good people, good citizens. Good people in the society. Thank you. Who else? Dun ho sa pamilya. Yes, ma'am. Sorry,
To be successful in
to
their chosen career.
be successful in their chosen career, like what career? What profession, for example? Doctor. Lawyer. Yeah. Thank you. Ano pa? One more. Finish studies, no? Wala ho sa atin na nangangarap na maging drug addict yung ating mga anak, right? I'd like to quote one favorite expert on parenting of mine. His name is James Stenson, or Jim Stenson. You can search his name in the internet. It will lead you to his website, parentleadership.com. Sabi niya, think of what your children will be, not just what they will do. There is nothing wrong if you want our kids to be doctors, to be lawyers, to be accountants, to be a successful businessman, no? Let's not stop there. Think of what your children will be. Ang ibig niyang sabihin, think of the values and the virtues that you'd like to develop in your kids. Okay, how do you want your kids when they grow up? Just a simple lawyer? Simple doctor? Doktor ka pero nagpe-perform ng abortion, hindi mo ba? Abogado nga pero tinuturuan ng mga kliyente na magsinungaling, hindi mo ba? A politician who is not competent in his job. Competence, ano sa Tagalog ang competence? Kakayahan. Turuan natin yung mga anak natin na pag lumaki sila, kahit na magiging taong gobyerno sila ay taong gobyerno na merong kakayahan na gumawa ng kanilang mga trabaho. Competent lawyer, considerate, responsible, generous, what else? Self-reliant, God-fearing. Okay? And there are other things that we could not mention because of lack of time. Okay? Karamihan sa atin, I can see young kids, so young couples, marami sa atin nag-uumpisa pa lamang magpalaki ng mga anak, right? And what did we notice on those young children? What are their virtues? Sorry, how are they? Are they competent? Can they do things on their own? Generally, hindi po. Right? They're incompetent, they're inconsiderate, sometimes irresponsible, and many times they are self-centered. Right? Para silang mga artista. Okay? They want people to look at them, clap their hands, and enjoy, no? They get jealous if your attention is not on them but on other people. Okay? Now, if our kids at present are irresponsible and so on, and we want our kids to be competent as adults and so on, napakalaki ho nung gap from now up until the until the future, up to the future. You get me? There are a lot of challenges. It's a wide space, a lot of challenges that they will be facing. No? A lot of temptations along the way. Ano ho yung mga temptations na yun at saka challenges that could hinder us from raising competent, generous, responsible kids. Can you give me an example? What are those challenges? Anyone? Technology? What about technology? Social media? Speaking of social media has introduced some ideas that are not good for our kids. You know this, YOLO and FOMO? What's YOLO? You only live once. You only live once. Sa unang, at first glance, mukhang it's a true statement. You only live once. But underneath that idea is a very bad idea. You only live once and there is no life after death. So this idea encourages people to just be, spend your life whatever you want to do today. Because tomorrow if you die, wala namang mangyayari sa atin because there's no life after death. Okay, so you want to get drunk today? You want to be a drug addict tomorrow? Fine. Be happy. Leave your work. Don't work. Leave your wife. Become unfaithful because there is no life after death. How about FOMO? Fear of missing out on something. Okay? Ibig sabihin, hindi ka nagiging komportable kapag hindi ka kasama sa isang grupo kasi baka may merong nangyari doon at wala ka, parang hindi ka komportable. You will be missing out on a lot of things. And this encourages, what do you think this idea encourages? This encourages insecurities, right? Insecurities because if you do not belong to a group, you're nothing. If you cannot, kung wala kang masasagap na chismis at huli ka na, ay wala ka pala. Alright? So these are things that weaken our kids. And these are ideas, just not one or two, but there are thousands of them that hinders us from raising our kids to be competent, generous, etc. Okay? So at this point, Noemi and I were thinking, how can we leave the idea of resiliency to the participants now in just 30 minutes? Because it was talked usually half day or even the whole day, no? And she had a very good suggestion. And so we're going to watch a movie, okay? A 6-minute movie, and hopefully I forget about the things that we will be talking about. Just remember the movie and you'll be good. Okay? So paki-distribute po nung Coca-Cola at saka popcorn. Volume. It's okay.
Hindi, sana po yan.
Ano man?
Meron na yan.
Okay. Meron pa.
Okay.
Okay, gising na. Anong masasabi ninyo sa clip na yun? It's a short film. I think it won an Oscars. Tapos na si Ed. Kayo po, ano sa tingin yung lesson from the clip, from the short film? Good example. What else? Any comment on the short film? On Piper, the movie is entitled Piper, the bird. Ano masasabi niyo? Yes.
Do not spoon feed your
Do not spoon feed. Okay? Thank you. Our talk this afternoon, and we have 10 minutes left, so let's try to compress the teaching points. Our topic today is on raising resilient children. Resiliency is a tool. Okay? It's the ability to withstand or recover quickly from difficult conditions. Take note of quickly. Okay? If you remove quickly, hindi mo siya resiliency. Okay? So, challenges in school, assignments, napakahirap, or failures. No? Uuwi yung mga anak with a 74 or out of 6 subjects, kalahati, bagsak. Okay? Or failure in sports, for example. We have to raise them so that they will become resilient, so that if they fail, they have this ability to quickly recover from difficult conditions. Okay? Teaching points. Let's go straight to the teaching points. Hard work is a prerequisite to success. Nakita nyo naman yung movie. Alright? Nag-umpisa yung movie, si Piper wanted to be spoon-fed. Right? But the mother did not do that. What did the mother do? Slowly taught the child how to fish, so to speak. Right? And until, you know, the bird was able to fish a lot of, ano bang tawag doon? Shells. Now, with the help of the community. And that's represented by the crablets, the crabs. Mas madaling alalahanin si Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, if you recall, for those basketball fans, he was cut. Hindi ko siya isinama ng kanyang high school coach in Chicago. Because I think he was only 5'10" at that time. And he was cut. No? So, imagine if Michael Jordan gave up. Wala na si Michael Jordan. No? What happened was, after that, he strived and practiced and until I think he's about 6'6" or 6'5". And so this is quote from him. I have missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I have lost almost 300 games. On 26 occasions, I have been entrusted to take the game-winning shot, and I missed. I have failed over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. Another famous person, the inventor of the electric bulb. Remember who he is? The founder of General Electric?
Thomas Edison.
Engineers Thomas Edison. It took him 9,000. In some other articles, they mentioned 10,000 failures before he was able to successfully invent the electric bulb. And he said, why would I feel like a failure? And why would I ever give up? I now know definitely over 9,000 ways an electric light bulb will not work. Success is almost in my grasp. Okay? So, failures, they are in fact very helpful in case your children experience failures. Don't discourage them. In fact, it's a topic, no, for conversation. Again, I think I've mentioned this a lot of times. Parents, you have to allot time to talk to your kids. You have to be very specific. I know families, I know dads, no, they set aside, for example, breakfast every weekend, at least once a week, to take out their kids for one-on-one talks with them. Okay? Because if you don't start that way, start communicating that way, paglaki nila, yung pag-uusap na one-on-one, parang nakakatakot. Pag nasanay sila sa paglaki nila, katawagin ng tatay dahil papagalitan. No? But sana masanay sila, kapag tinawag ng tatay, alam nila na mag-uusap sila ng tungkol sa buhay. And this, one of the topics that is very nice to discuss is how to recover from failures. Your kids cry when they come home because they lost in a school competition. Okay. Another point is resilience needs relationship, not uncompromising independence. No, ibig sabihin niya, again si Thomas Edison, he was very close with his mother. And Thomas Edison attributed his success to his mother, who pulled him out of school because the school was discouraging him from being creative. No? And so the mother put out Thomas Edison and began to teach him herself. So naging homeschool si Thomas Edison. And it's because of his mother and how wholeheartedly she believed in him that he did not want to disappoint her. So there are a lot of things that you can do. If you notice in the film, the mother did not scold the little bird in public. Okay? So if your kids don't, let's say, obey you or do something against you, what is the tendency? Yung napapanood mo natin sa Filipino films. Okay? Or sa television. Okay? Pinapagalitan yung anak sa harap ng tao, sa harap ng publiko, or sa harap ng mga kapatid. One way of disciplining your kids is to pull them aside and talk to them one-on-one inside the room. No? So, yung aming mga anak, meron kaming password sa bahay. When they were kids, they're now a little bit big now, so hindi na nag-a-apply ngayon. So, if they do something bad, okay, simple lang, si daddy, no? Titignan ko sila at sasabihin ko, if there are siblings around them, I would say, I will talk to you later. Iyan, password, no? Ibig sabihin nun, we're going to have a one-on-one inside the room and we will talk about the situation. Okay? And when you talk about the situation, it doesn't have to be negative all the time. Okay? If there is a need to, let's say, spank your kids, and in our family, spanking is already the extreme, no? And maybe 2 or 3 times nagawa ko yan sa mga anak because of certain things that I think my son did paulit-ulit. Again, don't do it in front of the siblings. Okay? Do it inside the room, close it, and then medyo awkward nga kasi I had to explain why I should spank. Okay? And then before spanking, I said, I wanted to do this because and so and so. Para maalala mo, etc. etc. Okay? But the spanking is not just, hindi siya yung tipong spur of the moment. So that the kids will appreciate the discipline that you instill on the kids. Okay? My notes here, don't rush to their rescue. Okay? So the little bird in the movie, the mother did not rush to the rescue of the bird nung palapit na yung malaking wave. No? Let them experience difficulties in life. If you have air conditions at home, don't turn it right away. Okay? Sa aming household, nagpapaalam yung aming mga anak before they turn on the aircon. Okay? Because you let them experience the heat. Because outside of the home, outside the house, wala ho tayo sa Amerika eh. So hindi yan ang normal condition. Okay? And then building feelings of confidence and a sense of mastery. That's the third point. Nurture the feeling in them that they can also do hard things. So don't, if you see your kids, for example, one example that I will usually mention is yung preparation for Sunday Mass. Okay? Sino ho ang namimili o pumipili ng kanilang isusuot for Sunday Mass? For example, 3-4-year-old child. Si daddy o si mommy? Okay? Si mommy nakikialam sa isusuot ng anak. No? You know what? That should be a learning experience. You teach your kids how to use their own judgment. Let them choose the clothes that they want to wear. Okay? You can only intervene if what they will choose is something not appropriate. But if the color combination is not ideal, let it be. Hayaan mo sila. Okay? Let them choose the socks, the shoes that they want to wear. Okay? choosing a movie, for example, and this is one way of training them decision making, because this will also lead to resilience. Okay, so Sundays, what movie do you want to watch? Mami, anong movie ba na papanood natin? Papanoorin. So, we say, what do you want to watch? Pero, meron na kaming strategy, no? So, sasabihin, nag-research na kami sa mga movies na pwedeng panoorin that's appropriate for their age. So, kunyari, nakapili na kami ng 5 at hindi nila alam yun, no? So, sasabihin namin, oh sige, what do you want to watch? Do you want to watch movie A, B, C, D, E? Anong movie dun sa 5? No? Yung pala, napili na namin. But out of the 5, they exercise their judgment on the 5. But at the end of the exercise, ano ang itinuro mo sa kanila? You taught them how to choose on their own. There's freedom, but there's also responsibility. Acknowledge their strengths, the brave things they do, their effort when they do something difficult, and when they make their own decisions. Point number 4, nurture optimism. Okay, so if they see, the concept of the half empty, half full glass, no? A child who sees a half glass to be half empty, you can introduce the opposite point of view. The glass is not half empty, it is half full. Okay? So kung ang anak ninyo ay, umuwi ng ang score is out of 100 is 75. Okay? Although 75 is not an ideal score, you don't say, ano ka ba naman, wala kang alam doon sa 25. Okay? Point of view is, your child was able to answer 75%, and that's, depending on his level of competence, 75 may be very good na for that kid. Sorry? Pasado naman. Di ba? Hindi ka 90. Okay? Oh, very important. And every talk that we give, we also, ikaw ba tatay of father and mother when you go home? Kunyari, the father went out and applied for a job, came home, walang trabaho. What do you do? In the movies, on television, what do you see? The father goes to the sari-sari store, buys Red Horse at naglalasing the whole night. Right? Should not be the case, because they have to see us deal with disappointments. Kids, they get more learnings when they see, not when they hear your sermons. No? So, kunyari, may failure. So you say, that one wasn't the job for me. But I know there is going to be one that is perfect. I just have to keep trying and be patient. And your child will understand the value of patience, which is related to resilience, also the value of waiting. And the last point, and the most important point, is you have to teach them to trust in divine providence. You've done everything that you need to do, pero ala pa rin. Now teach them the idea that there is someone up there who is more powerful than us, at siya ang may hawak ng ating kinabukasan. No? The idea of this very short prayer of the Our Father, that Thy will be done. Right? So don't discourage your kids. They should see you praying. If you fail, they should see, especially the fathers. Fathers, I encourage you to, huwag naman medyo exaggerated. No? If you go to church or you go to the Blessed Sacrament, there's really a lot of value. I'm not downplaying the role of the mother. Kasi yung mothers, when they pray, parang natural na for the mothers to pray. But if they see the fathers, macho, our society, machismo society, we got that from the Spaniards. When they see us kneeling down, a macho a father kneeling down. There must be someone powerful than my dad. And that's God. And I'd like to mention that this is what happened to, I know the story of John Paul, St. John Paul II. What encouraged John Paul II to go to become a priest was, after his mother died, his father, who was a military man, every morning, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, nakikita na yung kanyang tatay. They have a little chapel in their house, kneeling down, praying every day. And I like to end with this, my favorite quotation, which is in Latin, Omnia in Bonum. It's translated as all for the good. This is from what St. Paul said in Romans. I forgot the chapter. I think Romans 10, is it? That everything happens for the good for those who believe in God. Okay. Romans 8.
Yes, it's Romans.
Romans 8. But, you know, whenever your kids go to you, medyo they're in a bad mood, your friends, office mates, say everything works well for the good. At the end of the day, you know the story about those who miss their flights? There was one tour, article, merong isang professional who missed his flight at visit siya dahil he had to attend a meeting, and this happened in the US. He missed his flight because of the traffic. And you know why he missed his flight? Because that flight crashed and all the passengers perished in the flight. So whenever we see our friends, especially our kids, to be desperate and problematic, let's just tell them not to pray, because everything will work well for the good. Thank you very much. Any questions? 30 minutes compressed. We'll see you guys. Questions po? Any question? Nag-prepare ka ba ng 2 questions for reflection? Yeah. Okay.
Meron isa napansin doon sa...
Okay. Apo.
Una parang fear, but eventually it becomes fun.
Yes. Because of who were responsible for that?
Yung mother,
The mother, and then
yung mga...
crablets
Yeah.
that they represent the community. So it's important also to belong to a community. Si Noemi Ho, meron sasabihin.
Actually, the main point po nung movies, first yung accompaniment of the parents. Yung parents talaga yung tuturo. And then, napansin nyo na hindi nga siya ni-spoon feed. Diba? Hinayaan niyang mag-work on its own, si Piper. And that's actually the main point of resilience. Parang for our children to become adults, kailangan pabayaan natin sila. Usually the examples for the parents, yung assignments. Kahit na high school na yata, pag may mga projects sa bahay, na kailangan gawin, yung mga bata, lalo na yung mga girls, tapos hindi matapos-tapos yung sewing, sinong gumagawa? Tayo. Okay, ay yung hindi maintindihan yung lesson, minsan pinapatutor natin or tayo mismo, pero anong ginagawa ng iba? Bibigay lang yung answer. Pag binigay niyo yung answer na hindi naiintindihan ng bata, yung lesson mismo, wala yan. Walang mangyayari, bagsak pa rin niya sa test. Parang sa buhay lang yan. Pag binibigay natin palagi yung sagot, hindi natin hinahayaan yung mga anak natin na mag-isip. Now, with our guidance naman, then pwedeng at that moment, alam niya yung sagot. Pero pag naka-encounter uli siya ng ganung problema or similar to that problem in the future, babagsak pa rin yan. So, kailangan yung konting, yung pagdadala ng bag, yun yung palagi ko napapansin sa mga bata. Okay lang siguro pa mga grade 1, grade 2. Pero pag mas malaki na ho yung bata nyo kaysa dun sa bag, hayaan nyo na siya magdala. Pag may mga teenagers kayo at namamalengke kayo o supermarket, pagdalhin nyo yung mga anak nyo ng inyong mga at ng inyong groceries. At hindi na, pinaka-importante, we have to assign them household chores. Yung mga bata dito, ay, bakit ba kami naka-attend dito? Pero kailangan silang turuan. Pag kaya na magligpit ng kanilang kama, sila na dapat na magligpit. Sila na maglilinis sa bahay. Magluto, lalo na yung mga babae. Diba? So lahat, very, very important, household chores.
Isang anecdote na lang last na ko ito. This is about our only son, no? He was, I think, in first year high school. Meron siyang science project. Yun yung gagawa ng model ng different landforms. He started at 9 o'clock. He has to submit it the following day. So hindi ko alam kung bakit hindi natapos the few days before. So I went down at around 11:30. Aba, mukhang wala pang 10% yung anak ko. Okay, so he continued and he was really concentrating. And then went up, I slept, hindi ako mapakali, bumaba ako ng alauna, he was still on it, maybe not yet one half. 3 o'clock, he was 75%. To cut the long story short, he was able to finish his project at 5 o'clock. Awang-awa ho ako at gusto ko nang mag-intervene at tulungan. No? He finished it at 5 o'clock, but he has to wake up at, so he slept at 5, but he has to wake up at 5:30 because the van will leave at 6 for Southreach. So I think that was a lesson that I will remember for the rest of my life. Because of that, I think, no, hindi lang naman dahil dyan, he was able, I think he's very resilient and he has encountered a lot of difficulties, and maybe because of that, and maybe also because of other experiences he had when he was a kid, he was able to overcome a lot of difficulties in his life. So, yun lang po, don't intervene unless it's a matter of life and death, at saka pag merong moral issues, then you have to intervene. Thank you.
Okay.